most powerful modern day incarnation. Incarnation happened in Kali Yuga. Vishnu came down to Seshadri and Bhudevi took birth as Bhatmavati, and they got married and stayed in the planet Earth with the body at least for 200 years and created a beautiful kingdom, blessing the devotees with wealth, health, all the auspicious things. Decided to stand in Tirumala. Venkateshwara's Murti is his very body. It just became stone, that's all. That's why it is life size. The very body, how he is standing, he just became Archavatara. Archavatara means the incarnation to receive all the worship and devotion of the people. So the Srinivasa became Archavatara, standing in Tirumala and gracing the whole world, whole universe, showering wealth, health, and all the spiritual benefits.
Now that we have understood who is Bhagavan Krishna, let us understand some of the powerful cognitions that we will be learning today. So first, we'll understand the sacred science of the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. We'll understand about the Bhagavan Venkateshwara and the powerful cognitions about wealth and abundance. What is blocking our wealth from manifesting, and ultimately how to manifest wealth and abundance.
And we will be learning this through the 4 padas, which are mentioned in the Agamas. So the first is the Kriya Pada, which raises the electromagnetic force of your existence and connects you with God. Then the Charya Pada, which is the lifestyle of living enlightenment, where the Jiva, the self, connects with all the dimensions of the world. And then the next is the Yoga Pada, which raises your Kundalini and connects you with Paramashiva. And then the Jnana Pada, which brings Paramashiva in your being and makes him manifest in you.
So how will you be able to achieve all of this today? First, by listening, by internalizing, and by manifesting the cognitions and with darshan and diksha of Bhagavan Venkateshwara manifesting through the Supreme Concept.
So now let us see a small introduction of what exactly is the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, the science behind the Bhava Samadhi Darshan.
So what is Samadhi? Samadhi means one with the source. Bhava means attitude or aspect. So Bhava Samadhi means being one with the source through this aspect.
And the aspect or the bhava that you choose, that bhava being one with the source, samadhi is Bhava Samadhi. And knowing the aspect bhava is the ultimate adi, and being in oneness with that is Bhava Samadhi.
Let's understand the science behind the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. The first thing that we need to know is that divine cosmic are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations. And divine cosmic beings manifest through the Archavatara, the deities in temples, and through the Bhava Samadhi Darshans in the Nijavatara, the deities.
And The Baba Samadhi also awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in each and every one of us. And this awakening of Kundalini Shakti results in the manifestation of extraordinary abilities, such as the third eye awakening, the ability to have remote vision, then the body scanning, and many other powers such as levitation, teleportation, visualization, and much more.
And this influx of superconscious energy physically slows down the aging process and improves immunity to disease. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain becomes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heals, empowers, and transforms our lives.
And when you have a or even a glimpse of any divine being, an enlightened being, that brings a lasting transformation in you, cleansing the karmas of lifetimes and raising you to the next level of super consciousness. And that is like hitting a reset button on your being.
And during the Baba Samadhi Darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, our entire body, silently and without movement, recreates what is happening distances far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar.
So now let us learn more about who exactly the supreme point of Hinduism is. The one who, out of his extreme love and compassion, is giving us this pure and great science of Baba Samadhi Darshan.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, and the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, 1008 incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, and is recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity.
And the supreme point of Hinduism is also ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanidanam of Kanchi Kailasha Sarvagnipitam. Then the incumbent emperor of Suryavamsha Sarangi Samrajyam, the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam of Kailasanata Shyamala Pita Sarvagnipitam, and the present Mahamandleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, which is the largest apex monastic order.
And Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008 Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Adalapada. Is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanidanam of the Dharma Swargapara Aruna and has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 years.
And the supreme point of Hinduism is also revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched. He has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and these have been translated into over 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And over 20 million copies of these books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded by millions all around the world. And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has also given over 10,000 hours of discourses for humanity and has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally. And he is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu peer, the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudraganyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sanyas, and is the establisher of the world's largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda University, with satellite campuses over 150 countries, establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, and is the founding and calming scriptures of over 20 books. So now, with this, let us enter into manifestation of the extraordinary Shaktis, the extraordinary powers of Paramashivoham. let us first understand what are Shaktis and how we can also manifest Shakti.
Yes, so today the Balasins and Nithyananda yogis and the initiate disciples of the Supreme Fount of Hinduism will be demonstrating and sharing with all of you the extraordinary Shaktis awakened in us through the Diksha by Supreme Fount of Hinduism. And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiation into all of these various Shaktis, like third eye reading, which is seeing with eyes blindfolded, and many other powers. And for those of you who might be wondering where exactly is the third eye located and how the third eye works, the third eye is actually a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes.
So now let us understand.
So let us understand what exactly are Shaktis and how they manifest, what is their source, and much more.
So manifesting powers, Shaktis, as described in the Vedas and Puranas, are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. The Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are divine and that you need to manifest the divine. Not that you are a man and that you need to manifest and reach the divine. And in the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism itself, here the foundation is you are Paramashiva. Your unmanifest recognizes that you are Paramashiva. And even if you have not yet manifested, understand that that is why what Paramashiva is revealing through this body and through the system, through this methodology, any samyama you do on powerful cognitions, you manifest only Shaktis, powers, not siddhi.
And some of you might have heard the term siddhis as a very common term used for any type of extraordinary manifestation. So let us look at the difference between Shaktis and siddhis. What is the exact difference between Shaktis and siddhis? So Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru and are a source of enlightenment, whereas siddhis are powers that manifest from
Piece of Paramashiva manifests through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar. Shaktis are permanent. However, siddhis and siddhis may divert you from enlightenment.
And the source of all these Shaktis is Paramashiva, who is the primordial divinity of Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the five cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Trobhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And now, the Supreme Fount of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation and the great cosmic border civilization, is reviving these yogic sciences for the first time in modern day, which was once upon a time, thousands of years ago, a lifestyle which was taught and lived. So he is reviving these sciences in the modern day and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking pace, which was never accomplished before. The Guru Parampara, where all of this knowledge and this science of power manifestation is passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, initiation by enlightened Gurus. And the Supreme Court revived the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, and much more. So now let us see how we can awaken these Shaktis in us. How can we manifest these Shaktis ourselves? So every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. Pariksha is the done. And this science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which is the experience and results of the Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified this science. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which is an account of the supreme point of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of the power manifestation. And then the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. And for those of you who might be wondering, what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas in which Paramashiva has described all of these sciences in a very, very elaborate way. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Veda Agamas are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now, with that, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. After we go through the four pramanas for this power of third eye. So the first, the Shastra Pramana of the power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, and I will be chanting it now. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtanmilitalochanaha Kramena manasodadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object to place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita, so Arjuna can witness and have a glimpse of Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. He beautifully says to Arjuna, Natu mam shakyase drashtu manenaiva svachakshushā divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. So in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna says, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. This comes from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye.
Inside and outside broke.
And the next is the Atma Pramana.
Inside and
in Swami's
outside
own words.
broke.
The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. We can go to the next slide. And then the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana. So all of you can see the empirical evidence from observation, scientific experimentation, the Pratyaksha Pramana. So you can see using a PET scan, a PET, a positron emission tomography, study measures were done on the brainwaves of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active, and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And now we will be getting into the Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration of these extraordinary Shaktis. So the Sakshi Pramana is where this rare and sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to all of us as a gift for humanity, for our conscious evolution by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So now let us see a live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis, the powers of third eye. Yes, so here with me now, I have this IBAN which I will be using for the power of third eye. We can stop the screen share. So all of you can see the IBAN. In front, there's a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back, there's thick opaque black sponge, which will not allow any type of light to enter. And this IBAN is actually certified by ophthalmologists, and it's usually given for people who are suffering from insomnia. So this IBAN will be put onto my eyes. My eyes will be going into these two holes over here, and this IBAN will also be covering the bridge of the nose. So this IBAN will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And once that is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section. You can put anything that you would like me to read, and I will be reading out your comments. So now all of you can see as the IBAN will be put on me by a volunteer. You can move a little to the left. Yes. So now the IBAN has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the IBAN has been put. There's no gaps anywhere. And now, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section. The YouTube comments will be projected in front of me now, and we will also be projecting it for all of you. So we have a comment from Dharmodaya, who has put a namaskar emoji, a om emoji, a heart emoji, and then coconut emoji. It's one broken coconut and one full coconut. And then a fire emoji, a Trishul emoji, and then a smiley emoji. And the namaskar emoji is with brown hands. Yes, now we are projecting the comments for all of you. So you can see Ma Dharmodaya has posted this sequence of emojis. And another comment from Alpha Century, but the spelling of Alpha Century is not the normal spelling of century. It's actually CENTAURI. And she has they have put Nithyanandam and then Namaskar emoji. Yes, so all of you can see the comments. And Alpha Century has a green badge, YouTube badge, and a membership badge. And Ma Dharmadaya has a yellow membership badge. Yes, anyone else also watching us right now? You can put in your comments. And we will also be having the power of body scanning. So if any of you would like a body scan, you can put your comments. And maybe Alpha Century and Ma Dharmadaya, if you would like to put any other comments as well, you can put in your comments. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can be anything. It can even be something that does not make sense at all. And anyone else also watching us right now live on YouTube, even you can put in your comments. Yes, we have another comment from Alpha Century who's put, can I have a body scan? Yes, we will be doing a body scan. But I request if you can put your actual name, as a proper consent is needed for this power. So you can put your actual name and request for body scanning, and I will surely be doing a body scan. So yes, now with that, we will now be getting into the next power, the power of body scanning. So all of you can see as the eye band is removed from my eyes. Yes, so you can all see the eye band. It is just as it was before, there is nothing added or removed. So yes, now we will be getting into the power of body scanning. So this power of body scanning is where you can scan any type of illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, or anything else through the third eye, as well as a solution for the problem. So the Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmataraani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the translation for this verse says, Bhagavan Paramashivoham says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, Adi Shakti, is revealed, and supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Apta Pramana for this power, which comes from the life of a Siddha, whose name is Tereya. And he was one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. So one day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing, and Agastya then uses the power of body scanning and identifies that the root cause of the headache is due to and he identifies the cause of the headache, and he reveals that there is a small therai, a type of rock, sitting in the person's brain. So Agastya then immediately instructs his disciple Theria to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. And after the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus, Theria gains his name. And the Atma Pramana for this comes from the life of the spring point of Hinduism, where on the 22nd of December, Swamiji revealed of how he uses the power of body scanning, paraphrasing his words. Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And now here all of you can see the Sakshi Pramana. Thousands around the extraordinary manifestation of body scanning. And here are just a few sharings. But thousands around the world have experienced this power, and all of you will also be able to experience this power and manifest this power once you are initiated. And now we will be getting into the live demonstration of this Shakti. So yes, Maheshaya has asked for a body scanning. So yes, Maheshaya, now I will be doing a body scanning for you. Yes, so Mahesh, Aya, what I was able to see for you was that you are having slight muscle pulls that I was able to see. And that is actually being caused because your body is not having enough of rest. But the solution for that was not just to take rest, but the solution for that is to actually um, what Paramashva revealed was the solution for that is to just change your diet into a more healthier diet, and you will see that you will actually become more active than how much ever you are now. So, and that will also heal the muscle pull. So this is what I was able to see for you, Aya. Other than that, you are quite healthy. And yes, Ma Mahagovinda Rupini has asked for a body scanning. Yes, Ma, now I'll be doing a body scan for you. And Mahesh Iyer, you can get back in the comment section if you were able to relate. Yeah, so Ma Mahagovindarupani, what I was able to see for you was that in your stomach and in your kidneys, there is some boils and there is some black thing that is being formed in both your stomach and your kidneys. It is not major right now, but if you don't attend to it, then it can become major in the next few months. And so you can attend to it and um, see what exactly it is. But the solution that I was able to see for that as well was um, you have to apply oil, castor oil on your stomach. Outside, you can just apply castor oil, and you should let that get absorbed into your skin. And also, I was able to see that another solution for this was to drink hot water with jeera. So you can boil the jeera, the cumin seeds, with water and drink that water. So this is what I was able to see for you, Mama Govindarupani. Yes. So with that, Mama Govindarupani, you can get back in the comment section if you were able to relate. And I think Maheshaya has gone back saying you can. Yes. So now with that, I thank all of you who have joined us today for the Power Manifestation segment. Maheshaya, Mamha Govindarupani, Madharmodaya, and everyone else watching us right now. And with that, we will now be moving to the next segment of this program, where we will be learning more about who Bhagwan Venkateshwara is. We will first be seeing how the world is today versus how Kailasa is today. And then we will be learning much more about who Bhagwan Venkateshwara is and then much more about wealth manifestation. So please stay tuned for the next segments where we will be learning much more about Bhagwan Venkateshwara as we get ready to witness the Venkateshwara Baba's darshan in the next few hours. So let us first see the world today versus Kailasa today. So in the world today, all of you can, if you just look around, you will see how much the world is going through today, especially due to the COVID pandemic. There are so many deaths and natural calamities, unnatural calamities, and so much going and so much happening around the world with the COVID pandemic. And even things that are not related to the COVID pandemic. Yes, we can go to the previous slide. And if you see in the world today, the state of depression and anxiety has gone to a very high level. And yes, so now let us learn who is Bhagwan Venkateshwara. We can go back to the previous slide. Okay, so now in this next segment, we will be learning who is Bhagwan Venkateshwara, how he manifested, and who exactly he is. Venkateshwara is one of the most powerful modern day incarnations that happened in Kali Yuga. Mahavishnu came down as Bhudevi took birth as Padmavati, and they got married and stayed on planet Earth with the body for at least 200 years and created a beautiful kingdom, blessing the devotees with health, wealth, and all the auspicious things. And Venkateshwara decided to stand in Tirumala, making himself available to all the devotees. And he just became a deity. The very body, how he is standing, now he just became the Archavatara. The Archavatara means the incarnation in the form of the deity to receive all the worship and devotion of the devotees. So Srinivasa became the Archavatara standing in Tirumala and embracing the whole world, the whole universe, showering all of us with wealth, health, and all the spiritual benefits. And Venkateshwara also has the Shri, which is none other than Devi Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, within his chest. And there's actually just one jewel which Bhagwan Venkateshwara is wearing, which till date we are not able to put any value for it. So on Venkateshwara's right chest, he is having the world's costliest jewel. He wears it on the Vaikuntha Ekadashi day on the Srivatsam on his chest. And that jewelry is called the Vaidurya. The Vaidurya diamond, if it is at least 1,000 years old, it is at least 1,000 years old, and it is older than a normal diamond itself. So that jewel is supposed to have come out. It is said to have come out of the churning of the Milky Ocean, and there's only one piece available in planet Earth, on planet Earth, and that one is the one that Bhagwan Venkateshwara is wearing. So here we have a small story which describes the energy field of Tirupati. So Ramanuja, one of the enlightened masters from India, was staying for many days in Tirupati, Tirumala, with his disciples. And one day Ramanuja was getting ready to go back for the pilgrimage back. So he packs his bags, some food, and he walks all the way, the full day along with his disciples. He goes down the hill. And in the evening, when they reached the downhill and they opened their food for eating, they found that there were a lot of ants in the food. So the disciples started to clean the ants. But Ramanuja just stopped them. He said, "No, don't do." He just packed the whole food safely, not leaving even one ant behind, and walked all the way back up the hill without having any food, especially in the night. And all the disciples at that point in time were wondering what was happening. And after going to the top of the hill, Ramanuja again opens the food and he said, "Now leave the ants here because we don't know how many janmas, lifetimes they meditated and did punya to take birth in the presence of Tirumala, the energy field of Venkateshwara. We have no right to take them out of this energy field and leave them somewhere else." So even when masters become deities, siddhas and enlightened beings come to live around their presence. So when deities become masters, naturally all the siddhas and all the higher level beings come to live around them. So here we have the Shastra Pramana which describes Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Venkateshwara from the Narayana Suktam verse 1. And it says, Sahasrashirsham Devam Vishwakam Vishwashambhuvam Vishwam Narayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam. And the translation for this verse says, the universe is the eternal being, Narayana, the imperishable, the supreme, the goal, multi-headed and multi-eyed, omnipresent and omnipotent, the source of delight for the whole universe. And in the Brahmanda Purana that contains the Sri Venkatesha Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of Lord Venkateshwara, is what occurs as a conversation between sage Vashishta and sage Narada. And it also contains the Venkatesha Ashtotra Stotram, which are the 108 names of Lord Venkatesha. And one of the verses very beautifully says, Krite tu narasimho Tretayam Raghunandana Dwapare Vasudevascha Kalau Venkatanayaka. And the translation for this verse says, in Krita Yuga, Lord Narasimha; in Treta Yuga, Lord Sri Rama; in Dwapara Yuga, Lord Sri Krishna; and in Kali Yuga, Lord Sri Venkateshwara are called the Pratyaksha Daivams, the living deities. And the the Atma Pramana for this, Swamiji very beautifully shares of how Venkateshwara is his very muscle memory. So Swamiji shares, I have a very strong connection with Venkateshwara. My mother came to know that she was carrying me when she was on a pilgrimage to Venkateshwara temple in Tirupati. She did the Anga Pradakshina, the circumambulating the temple by rolling on the floor around it. And after that, she vomited. Usually, people vomit after the Anga Pradakshina. They gave her the prasada, the consecrated food of laddu, the Indian fried sweet. And after that, also, she started vomiting. Then the elders saw the pulse and confirmed that she was carrying. So the first sweet I got is from Venkateshwara. I have a strong connection with him, with Venkateshwara. So this was shared directly by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. And in the Vishnu Sahasranama, Parashakti verse 6, it describes the benefits of worshipping Bhagavan Venkateshwara. It says, Yasha prapnoti vipulam yati pradanyameva cha achalam shriyamapnoti shreya prapnotyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse says, he becomes endowed with great reputation and becomes the foremost amongst his kith and kin. He acquires undiminished wealth in this world and unexcelled prosperity in the other world, example liberation. Bhagavan Venkateshwara bestows all the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine auspicious qualities, and the one who worships him receives abundance and wealth and all other dimensions of life. And in today's darshan, Bhagavan Venkateshwara himself would be manifesting through the Nija avatar of the thousand living incarnation of Paramashivoham, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. So all of us can get ready to receive the blessings and initiations, and you can awaken the wealth conscious blessings and initiation of Bhagavan Venkateshwara. So in the Hindu tradition, in the Vedic tradition, we have two dimensions of wealth creation. That is the Shankanidhi and the Padmanidhi. So the Shankanidhi means conquered wealth, which is conquered from natural sources. And then the Padmanidhi means the flowered wealth, like a lotus. It is created. And the Padmanidhi is made to flower from. And so Kubera holds wealth and sits on wealth. Example, treasury and stock market. And he enjoys the subtle power that holding wealth can bring. And Lakshmi represents wealth that is flowing and circulating like current. And Lakshmi uses wealth to enrich herself and the world. And she creates wealth effortlessly, uses it freely, and distributes it unconditionally. Learn wealth creation in the Hindu way. The life can be equated to two things. One, the ability to achieve what you want in the inner world and outer world. And two is just getting stuck in both the worlds. So these are the two equations that life can be equated to. So, and the right diagnosis is that everybody wants wealth, but they do not increase the life in them to the level they want it. Wealth can be equated to the life energy that you express. It is a straight equation because as on now, a normal man has wealth as the first priority in life. So if you do not have wealth, don't blame anybody. You are not expressing life in you. Life energy is not happening in you. And creating wealth is an intrinsic part of life. very beautifully says in the Gita, Gahano Karmano Gatihi, which means the universe by its nature works, works, and works. So if you have at least the goal of creating wealth, you will be creative. Your energy will be channeled properly. So the first priority in life should be for moksha, enlightenment. Until that happens, the second priority can be to create wealth. And let us see why we should create wealth. So creating wealth can make you non-violent because your whole energy becomes active, and creating wealth brings tremendous interest in life and non-violence. And wealth is not just an object or a thing to be achieved. Wealth is an extension of you. So anything that adds to you is wealth. The quality of your health that you enjoy, the state of your relationships, the fulfillment that you experience in your career or your mental state, your sense of inner fulfillment, anything that adds to your life is wealth. And all these are measures of the success with which you have created wealth in your life. And wealth is not actually just money. Money is one wealth, currency is one wealth, the assets are one wealth, and being alive and active is one wealth. So all the four put together, money, currency, assets, and being alive and active is what is called wealth. And wealth is neither bad or good, it is a utility. And wealth consciousness means making a clear decision to break out of the myths and mental patterns that impoverish us and draws again and again into the poverty cycle. And if you don't manifest your desire, you actually don't manifest your desire, you manifest your cognition. So anything that you cognize, you believe, and you perceive, you manifest that as a reality. And many of us say, I really desire wealth, but deep down, you believe wealthy people are arrogant people, they're bad people. They do a lot of wrong things. And if you believe that wealthy people are arrogant, bad, and wrong, they do many wrong things, they exploit others, and much more. If you have that belief and cognition, how are you going to manifest wealth yourself in your life? So, your perception is the material out of which your reality is manifested, your reality is made. So, if you desire wealth, but you believe, perceive, and cognize that wealthy people are bad or wealth is too much responsibility, naturally you will not manifest wealth in your life. And the gap between your desire and your perception is called the mental patterns. So let us now look at all the beliefs. Let us look at a few beliefs that you carry about wealth, that is, a few common understandings and cognitions and beliefs that we all carry about wealth. So, one of the first common beliefs that many people carry is that wealthy people are arrogant and bad people. You carry deep resistance of wealth, which lead you to not accumulate wealth, or even if you accumulate wealth by chance, you will carry guilt of wealth. But the truth is that arrogance does not come by wealth. Arrogant people will be arrogant whether they have wealth or not. Arrogant means behaving as if you are more important than or no more than other people. But we wrongly associate wealth to arrogance and create a pattern that starts hating wealth as well, the same way how we hate arrogance. And another common belief that many of us have is that poverty is good. Deep inside us, we label poverty as a good quality and we feel reverence and respect for poverty. But if you have this belief, how are you going to generate wealth yourself? And another common belief that many of us have is that handling wealth is more responsibility. We may feel uncomfortable, whatever I want, I will not get. Or maybe you came to this conclusion by looking at some wealthy people who do not have time for themselves. So you might have come to the conclusion that whatever you want, you will not get it because you would have seen people themselves. But that is not the truth. So let us now look at a few more inadequate beliefs on wealth that many people have. So one is making money is a sin. But the truth is that you can create as much wealth as you can, celebrate it and share it. Wealth consciousness is highly creative and it comes with high responsibility. And another belief is that wealthy people work smart, not hard. You might have come to this conclusion by seeing people who don't have time for themselves or who, yes, who don't have time for themselves. But the truth is that you easy to bend your body and mind to realize your dreams. If you are a millionaire today, you will see that wealth does not come from a genie in a bottle. And another inadequate belief that many of us have on wealth is that you have to be worthy of it. But the truth is that wealth serves those who are wealthy in their very consciousness. It is not about being worthy. Just wealth serves that those who are wealthy in their consciousness itself. So anything you cognize, you create a certain energy field around you about your cognition. And whatever you cognize and perceive, you attract situations, people, and everything around you to make that cognition into a reality. So all you need is will persistence. So your decision that you are not going to give up on your intention is will persistence. And your mental patterns goes on affecting you, but you always tell, I am too busy to repair myself. It is like sitting in a broken car and going on rotating the handle or pushing and pulling the gears. You can do whatever you want, but the car is not going to move even an inch. And if somebody comes and says, why don't you repair your broken car, you are not moving, you say, no, 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 I am too busy to repair. I can't get down and repair because I'm hardly going to some place. But that is total and utter stupidity. So you may be desiring to have wealth, but you may not be believing, perceiving, and cognizing that it is your possibility. So the first and foremost step, which is very important, which is a very important step that all of us need to do, is to create an energy field of attracting wealth. So let us now watch a video, a satsang, where Swamiji speaks, Supreme Point of Hinduism speaks about secrets of attracting wealth.
The first step we need to do, the first step we need to do, looking back, the gap between your desire and your cognitions. How you started perceiving wealth, money. How you started perceiving. I can tell you a small story. First time, how I was introduced to money and started interacting with money. I still remember my third birthday. My father has given me a Ganesh who actually ate food. If you have read my biography, you would have read the whole story. I was given that Ganesha as a gift and I was so curious and busy with playing with the deity. And then in Indian village we have a habit, all the family elders will give coins on the birthday as a gift to the kids. So I was sitting and playing with my Ganesha, and all the family elders came. I am supposed to bow down to them. It's a tradition. So I touch their feet and they will give money. A lot of money got collected. Must be some 70, 80 rupees. In those days it's a big money. And for a kid it's a too big money. And it was too much of coins and notes, so my father helped me to pack the whole thing in a hand key. So I looked at him and asked, what should I do with this? He said, you can buy whatever you want. I said, I don't need anything. I only wanted this Ganesha. You already gave it to me. I don't need anything. He said, then you can give it to anybody you want. So I just called all my cousins, brothers, everyone was playing. I grew up in a large joint family. 27 of us grew up together. So it's almost like a one school, small school. So all of them are playing. I called in my loud voice, hey, anybody wants, come and take this money. I don't want it. So 4 or 5 kids were running, and my elder brother ran fast and took the whole thing, whole hand key. My father told me to tell my elder brother to share everyone, to share with all. I said, I have decided I don't want. And I said, whoever wants, take it. So he took it. How can I interfere in this after that? It's up to him. I will not even interfere, giving any further instruction to how they should share or who should share and all that. I said, I don't want. That's my first relationship with money. I still see very clearly that it's the same relationship. Still, I don't touch money. I don't handle. Never felt the need. Anyhow, I am not saying this should be your pattern or this should be your... I am just giving you an example of how I started relating with. So now dig out how you started relating with money. That was actually my completion with money. I touched first time money only to give dana. Still I am doing the same thing. Still I touch money only to give dana. How you cognized money, wealth, what all your perceptions and beliefs and cognitions about money. Let's dig out. Let's get them out first. The moment you remember money, does it bring tremendous pain, suffering, impossibility, all that in you? What is the emotion or energy it invokes in you? So put your pen to paper and just keep writing whatever comes to your mind. If you feel tortured, irritated, the moment you think of money, whatever you think, money is difficult, money is impossible, money is, unless you cheat, you can't get the money. Even if you cheat it, somebody will cheat from you. So much goes on inside you about money. Your incompletions with money. Just spend few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions, mental patterns we have, perceptions, beliefs and cognitions we have about money. Listen, the first step we need to do now, cleaning up, completing these mental thought patterns, the incompletion patterns related to wealth, and stopping them from recurring. Please understand, biggest problem is When you do not recognize something as a pattern, it continues to exist in you and recur. Please understand. Recurring, for example, today you remember, yes, I have a lot of incompletions and patterns. Incompletion means, let me define. Your past sitting in your present, not letting you live your future is incompletion. It has no logic. Because you lost love of somebody, you decide never to love again. It has no logic. Tons of negative decisions, cognitions you make about life is incompletion. I'll give you one small example. 8-year-old kid is in the classroom. Teacher asks, who is the first Prime Minister of India? The kid jumps on the bench and shouts, Mahatma Gandhi. Naturally, the whole class laughs. Because Mahatma Gandhi is not, neither is Mahatma nor he is first Prime Minister. Okay, that he leave it. When the whole class laughs, she decides never to come in the front, jump up and be active. Even after 50 years, if she becomes a CEO of a company, in the team meeting, she will be telling her ideas to somebody else and somebody else will be presenting. Even if she is the head of the meeting, she will continue to suffer the decision she made at the age of 8. How many of you see this is some form? That is what I call incompletion. Understand, there is a very powerful science by Sadashiva in Agama. Sadashiva is the first Guru, Adi Guru. He explains in Agama, of course, the moment I utter this word, many will have many questions. What? Sadashiva? He was supposed to be God. Was he Guru? He was supposed to be energy. Was he teaching? Let me be very clear. He is the pure consciousness beyond time and space, but he also assumed form within the time and space. The formless came in form many times and taught the great spiritual truths to the world. We should not even use the word was. Is the right word. He gives a beautiful science of completing with this incompletion patterns, known, unknown. Understand, if you know the reason for certain pattern, it is called known pattern. If you don't know, it is unknown pattern. Sometimes you will have a heaviness, suffocation, but you don't even know why. That is unknown pattern. Sometimes you know why you are going through what you are going through. That is known pattern. Known or unknown, you can complete. You can be out of it. It is possible. It is possible. I'll explain the science of completion. Understand, this one technique can help you whether you want to get rid of your headache or your whole ignorance and get into enlightenment. Whether you want as simple as healing your headache or as complicated as enlightenment. Anything, this one technique can give you. This one technique, it is a complete end-to-end, alpha to omega. It's from Sadashiva directly. In the Agama, 94th verse, 22nd technique. The chapter is called Shivajnanopanishad and also called as Vijnana Bhairava. Chittatyanta kritirnasti mamantar bhavayet iti vigalpanam abhavena vigalpair uchito bhavet. You don't have to remember. I am uttering every time so that I will remember. That's all. No, it is just to keep the purity of the teaching. I want all of you to know, whatever I am sharing with you is my personal enlightenment experience, which is in tune with the earlier master's experience. My Apta Pramana, my Atma Pramana in tune with the Apta Pramana, means the earlier masters. The Shastra Pramana. Only that can become your Sakshi Pramana. Never learn from a person who does not have Atma Pramana, enlightenment. He will be only Pandit, repeating. Same way, never learn from a person who claims enlightenment but does not keep his experience in tune with the Shastra Pramana and shares with you. It's always dangerous. Maybe it must have been good for him, but we don't know whether it is good for all of you. The Atma Pramana should always be acid washed with Apta Pramana, Shastra Pramana. Only that can become Sakshi Pramana, experiential reality for you. Never learn from anybody who has only knowledge, not experience. Same way, never learn from somebody who claims having only experience and does not connect, purify, make it in tune with the Shastra and presents it to you. There is always a danger. If you don't bother about the Shastra Pramana, you may be having kakka biryani. Be careful. Listen. To keep the purity of the teachings, I keep the original Sanskrit verses. I'll give you the translation now. Consciously feel within the mind stuff of past memories of incompletion with its activities as mind, intellect and ego not existing in me. By contemplating this way in your inner space, disidentify from the past impressions and memories of completion, attention at the space of past happening, relive these imagined impressions and memories of incompletion, then the mind stop having fully ceased from its present characteristics of forming thought patterns and cognitions is complete. Thus you become complete and achieve the original space of complete completion. Listen. Now I will explain. I have read out the translation. I will explain what to do. Now you wrote many of the patterns, incompletions, thought currents you are having about money, ideas, cognitions you developed about money from the young age. Do only one thing. Just go back to that same age when the incidents happened in you, the cognition started building in you, the beliefs started building in you, the ideas started building in you, the perception started building in you. Relive the same situation. I am not asking you just remember. Remembering means, for example, something happened at the age of 7 which is still hurting you about money. You asked 1 rupee from your uncle and he did not give, but he gave it to his son. It's still sitting and hurting. If now you are 47, this happened 7. You being 47-year-old person and remembering what happened at the age of 7 is remembering. Forget you are 47. Forget who you are now. You may be having millions. Just become that 7-year-old who asked and did not receive. For you, that 1 rupee must have been almost life. I have seen people, they develop even wheezing when they were not given as simple as a chocolate or an ice cream by their friend or family or brother. I've seen. Because for a child, it may be life. Just go back, forget who you are now. Become that person. When that incident happened, relive. Just see what has happened at that time. You will see many of the unknown, suppressed emotions will break. And I tell you, many diseases will be healed. I have seen cancers, asthma, wheezing, just by completion. Because many of your diseases have their roots in some of the incompletions of the past. When you relive, many pain parts in you breaks.
Yes, so now let all of us create a magnetic field. So the first step is to clean up the incompletions and patterns that you carry about wealth and create a right space and a powerful magnetic energy center in you to attract wealth and the situations and people that support you to create wealth like a magnetic energy center for manifesting wealth the way you want. So let us take 5 minutes now and dig out all the incompletions about money. So you can keep writing whatever comes to your mind. The moment you remember money, does it bring tremendous pain or suffering or impossibilities? All that in you, whatever is the emotion or the energy that invokes in you, just start writing it down. The moment you think of money, whatever you feel and you think, whether it is money is difficult, money is impossible, or unless you cheat, you can't get money. And even if you cheat, somebody else will cheat from you. So much goes on inside you when you think about money, your incompletions with money and everything else. So just spend a few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions and beliefs and mental patterns that we have, the perceptions, cognitions, and much more that we have about money. So you can all now take 5 minutes and pen all of this down.
Yes, so you can take a few moments and dig out whatever incompletions that you carry about wealth. So maybe carrying some ideas that money is impossible to make, that you don't know how to make money, that the money that you make is lost, whatever cognitions, whatever negative ideas that you carry about wealth, spend a few moments, dig out all of those incompletions, dig out all of those cognitions that you carry, and spend a few moments to write all of those down. And all of the beliefs, the mental patterns, the negative ideas, perceptions, and cognitions that you have about money. Write those down now. Just take a few moments and pen all of those down. Now that we've taken a few moments, calm down all of our incompletion or incomplete cognition about, well, this stuff we got. These are some of the cognitions you may have been down. Each belief or cognition that you create starts from a particular incident in life. So now, in this part of the creation process, we will sit down and identify each incident where the wrong cognition or incomplete beliefs about wealth started forming. And so this may be something very small. For example, when you were young, you wanted some candy, and your mother might have said, "No, you don't have money for that," or you may have wanted some new clothes and denied that. Whatever small incident, small or large, whatever the incident may be, there will always be a root incident that this cognition has started from. So take a few moments now to down all of those root incidents that have created this cognition, and will sit and relive and relieve each of these incidents. So you will come to the same, go back to the same age when that incident and when the idea, belief, or perception started building. Right? So we're 7 years old and you're at the store with your mother and asked for a new shirt, and your mother slapped you and said, "No, why will you ask that? You do not have money for that." And from that time, you always had this poverty consciousness inside you that there's never enough for you. If this is just an example, so whatever this incident may be, go back to that same age, that 7-year-old. Remember what you were wearing. Remember what store you went to, what your mother said to you. And don't just remember, relive each of those memories. Live that same feeling that you had when you were 7 years old, or whatever age you've been, and when your mother would have said something to you, or whatever age you were when this incomplete cognition started building inside of you. And pen all of that down and relive each incident and relieve each of these incomplete cognitions that you carry about wealth. So now we can take a few moments to go through this completion process and ensure that you spend the time to write down each incident or each incomplete cognition that you carry about wealth. So let us take some time to Just a few moments to relive and relieve each of these incidents. Go back to the same age. Relive exactly what you felt that moment. Fear, guilt, or grief, whatever that feeling that you may have. That exact feeling. You live in that one child. Remember yourself as a young child. You live exactly that entire experience. That experience, that incomplete vacation. Now that you spent the time to relive and relieve to complete each of these instincts, let us now move to the next exercise. So, next part is to consciously decide what it is you want to manifest within the next 3 months in the wealth dimension. So write down what is your intention? What is it that you manifest in the next 3 months in the field? Well, whatever you think as well, maybe more than just money as well. Maybe think as a person, as your wealth. You may be thinking as in your life situations as well for you, or for some being active and alive as well. Their health may be well, and some people even extraordinary powers as their wealth. So whatever it is that you consider as your wealth that you want to manifest and attract in the next 3 months, please move down. So make sure you are very clear about what it is that you want to manifest and write down very specifically. So if you want to manifest X amount of money within the next 3 months, go ahead and pen that down and be very specific and clear. And if you want to manifest health in your life, if you feel that that is what you're being a healthy, strong, fit body, and you want to manifest that within the next, clearly pen that down, right? How you want to feed your health in the next 3 months. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, write down really what it is, and that's conscious intention manifest exactly what it is. let us go ahead and pen down all of our intentions and what it is that we want to manifest in the next 3 months. So let's make it very specific for the next 3 months so it is something clearly visualized, understand, and very consciously decide. that we have written down exactly what it is that we want to manifest in wealth and fortune. Let's move to the next part of the exercise, where we will understand exactly how we can manifest what it is that we. It is only through Guru's grace that we can manifest whatever it is we want in our lives.
So, with deep devotion and oneness to Guru, you can complete all the binding cognitions on wealth and manifest life with prosperity and abundance. So, you can manifest the life that you want to manifest as a reality. And in the Guru Gita, which Paramashiva himself describes the importance of Guru, in the 23rd verse it says, Gukarastvandhakarascha Rukarastej uchyate Ajnanagrasakam Brahma Gurareva na samshayah.
Yes, and the translation of this verse, the syllable Gu is darkness, and the syllable Gu is said to be light. There is no doubt that the Guru is indeed supreme knowledge that swallows the darkness of ignorance.
And the 18th verse of the Guru Gita also says, Guru Murtim Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sada Jape Guru Rajnanam Prakurvita Guru Ranyanna Bhavaye. And the translation for this verse says, always remember the Guru's form. Constantly repeat the divine name given by the Guru. Always follow the Guru's commands. Think of nothing other than the Guru. And the 11th verse of the Guru Gita also beautifully says, Sarva Papa Vishuddhatma Shri Guru Pada Sevanat Dehi Brahma Bhavedasmat Tvatkripartam Vadami Te. And the translation for this verse says, out of compassion for you, I shall tell you how the embodied soul becomes Brahman, having been purified of all sins by serving the feet of Guru. So now let us see who exactly is the Guru, the importance of the Guru. So the Guru is not a mere Vyakti, a person. He is, as you imagine, he is a Tattva, a principle. He is simply a physical representation of the divine. In the Vedic tradition, the spiritual teacher, the Guru, is said to be more important than God himself. So God is always and everywhere, but it is the Guru who opens the disciples' eyes to the existence of God. So Guru is the doorway to one's own experience of the divine. And the Guru exists as the embodiment, the manifest form of God, Paramashiva. And the God, Paramashiva, is the unmanifest form of the Guru. So God is the state of Guru, and Guru is the statement of God. Gurus are the manifestation of Paramashiva, and Paramashiva is the unmanifest existence of the Guru. And Guru Bhakti is intense, pure, and is an existential energy which can liberate you from all known, unknown, and unnecessary delusions. And with that, now let us all get ready for the Venkateshwara readings, where each of you can ask your questions and get direct answers from Bhagavan Venkateshwara. So, with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, a group of disciples have been initiated to have the Sarupya of Venkateshwara, embodying the grace and form of Venkateshwara. So, any question or prayer is of the devotees taken to Bhagavan Venkateshwara, and Bhagavan Venkateshwara responds to the question through the initiated disciples. So this is a very easy way where you can ask your questions to Bhagavan Venkateshwara and get direct answers from Bhagavan Venkateshwara through the initiated disciples. So if you would like to ask your questions and your prayers to Bhagavan Venkateshwara, you can sign up in the link below, tinyurl.com/deity readings. So you can all take a few minutes to ask your questions and your prayers. And before we get into the Venkateshwara readings, let us see and have a darshan of Swamiji and Venkateshwara.
गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा हर नित्या नित्यानंता हर नित्या हरे 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 नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या हरे हरे नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा 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 हरे नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्या नित्यानंता हरे नित्या नारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द माधवा.
Yes, so all of us want to live with wealth and abundance in our lives. We want to live like Bhagavan Venkateshwara. However, we have many questions like, is it possible for me? How long will it take for me to realize it? I have tried before but have not been successful. And is there any instant way for me to manifest and experience this truth? Does Hinduism offer a solution that is instant and immediate? So here today you can experience these answers by various ways. So now we will be getting into the Venkateshwara readings in a few minutes. You can all sign up in the link given. tinyurl.com/ask daily readings. You can go back to the previous slide.